Well, that's not what I really wanted to do to start off, but it could have been worse. So I nicked it with the excavator. Good morning. The start of our big project. It's been a while since we've done a real big one, and this is going to be it. So we need to get those tanks in the ground right here. So our drain line comes out right there where that clean out is, right there near the house. And I think it comes out about 3 feet or so. So we're gonna start digging out to access that pipe. What we need to do first is I need to measure those tanks so I know how big of a hole, and I'll have to mark it off. And then we'll come out the shorter tank lengthwise. So the one on the right there, that one goes in first, and the bigger one goes in second. So kind of right where the excavator is where the small one will go, and then the big one will go right here next to it. So I'm gonna take some measurements, not bore you guys with that, and then we'll get started digging. And as we're digging, I'll kind of explain our system, because it's not a typical system. I mean, it's not anything crazy. It's installed quite a bit places, but it's not the typical gravity fed septic system that most people are probably used to, because most people just have one tank. So I'll get these measurements, like I said, and we'll start digging. Well, that's not what I really wanted to do to start off, but it could have been worse. So I don't know if you can see in there. I'll try to zoom in. You see our pipe coming out right about, where are we here? Right about there somewhere. So I nicked it with the excavator. It literally just pulled the cap off. It didn't crack the pipe, didn't break the pipe, nothing. So that's good. We know where that is now. I'm gonna take a shovel and I'll dig that out a little bit and stuff a rag in there so nothing gets in there. Just nicked the end of the pipe with the bucket, with the tooth. Not too shabby. All right, can you guys hear me? I guess we'll find out together if you can hear me or not. So, I'll give you the rundown on our system here. So, we unfortunately do not have great soil for a septic system. So, what we have to do is what's called a pump system. So, your typical gravity fed system, your pipe just comes out of your house and then it goes right into your drain lines, and then it just, obviously from gravity, it feeds out to your drain lines. It drains all your effluent, your waste. Unfortunately, we don't have that, because if you go to the way we're facing, to the right, the way I'm facing, to the right of the house, for you guys would be the left of the house, kind of over by the camper, that ground is not very good. It does not absorb moisture very well. It holds moisture. So what we need to do is, back behind me out in the pasture, we need to pump our effluent all the way out there, which is not the greatest. So that's why we have 2 tanks. So what's going to happen is, as you saw with the electrical, our effluent will come out of the house and it'll go into the first tank, and then it'll kind of, the solids will go to the bottom, the liquids will go to the top, and then it'll go to the second chamber of the tank, as it would, which is pretty standard. And then from there it'll go into the second tank, and then the same thing will happen. I don't know if that second tank has 3 chambers or 2 chambers. I can't remember off the top of my head. So from there it'll do the same thing. The liquids will go to the top, the solids will go to the bottom, and then that way you don't have any solids going to your leach lines. So in that second tank we will have a pump, and then with a float on it, same thing like a toilet float that's in the back of your toilet bowl. So from there, once the effluent reaches a certain level, it will trigger the float in the pump, and then that will pump the effluent back up about 600 feet behind me to our leach field, which then that will be a standard leach field, just as you would see either with drain lines, or in our case we're using the chambers. So that will be standard from there, but it's just the difference is getting it from the house here to the leach field, which is way back there. So that's the difference between our tank and our system and what is typical. All right, we got a big old hole. It's way bigger than it needs to be, and it's like that because mid-dig I decided to change how we were going to do it. So as you saw, this was not all cut out earlier. We were going to come out and put one tank like this, one tank next to it, so they would feed each other, and then up here we would go out, but it wasn't wide enough. and I can't remember exactly why. I can't remember what my reasoning for changing. Then I was gonna have one tank here like this and one tank here, but I decided against that because we'd have to go out and around that way. So then I decided we'll come out of the pipe right there, put one tank, and then right where I'm standing to the back corner there, we'll put the other tank, and then we'll shoot out through our ditch. That was the way we originally designed it, and I changed it, and I probably should not have, because I would have saved myself a little bit of work. So I'm gonna go get the compactor, and this is not super level, but I'm just gonna compact it because I'm gonna put a bunch of rock in here. I'm down a lot lower than I need to be, but I want a nice solid base. So I'm gonna compact all this, then we can get our rock, move our rock in, and then we'll compact the rock a few times, and then we'll be ready to set the tanks. I don't know if it'll be today or not, but we should be able to get this area prepped and ready to go. Good morning. Is it morning?
Not anymore.
Good afternoon. It's been a long morning. So as you can see, I added a small pipe section that came out, just a scrap piece that we had, so that it was easier to measure. I got gravel in here, it's all compacted. That's not quite done yet, but that'll be for our second tank. It needs to be raked and compacted. And then we got a little bit extra. So what we ended up doing was getting a skid steer out here this morning. I added, like, you didn't see it last night because I didn't really film. I just wanted to see how it would work, but I used that soil bag and the excavator, and it was a chore to get just a little bit of gravel in here. So we said the heck with it, ordered a skid steer for a half day. It's relatively cheap for a half day. So that's out here, or was out here. We called it off. It's actually still here, but it won't be here long. So we got the pad level for the first tank. I've been busting hump trying to get this done. So I'm gonna take a break and sit on the excavator and drop in the first tank while Tina helps me. She can kind of level it or steady it. We'll drop the first tank in, and then once the first tank's in, we can go ahead and work there on our second tank. And then we should be ready to connect. So we're gonna kind of go right up next to that wall there, and we should have enough room, hopefully, if our measurements are correct. So we'll give her a go. All right, so we got her hooked, and hopefully that'll work the way I got it rigged up. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna try to pick it up and see if that settles or not. this is the outlet or that's the, this is the outlet? That's the outlet?
You want to double check?
Yeah, you can check.
Is it on the
Yeah.
side? Outlet.
Okay.
You're getting close to the house there, swinging. You're not quite okay.
Okay. You can stay up there if it's easier for you.
I mean, I just can't see.
Yeah, I can see this side.
Okay.
Let go a little bit. Pull it. There you go. On the ground?
Yeah, but this one, because
It's too far forward?
yeah.
Okay.
That should be,
That looks a lot more level.
yeah.
I'm sparing you guys the sweaty grossness of me raking gravel because how hot is it today?
Too hot. It's in the 80s.
High 80s today. I'm not going to complain. I was just complaining about the rain. Not going to complain about the heat. I'll just complain a little bit, but not a lot. Anyway, we got our second pad graded. That one sat in there perfect, and we didn't have to do anything. It was perfectly level. So I need to take out the compactor, and then we're gonna set our second tank. We decided to change again because I didn't really look at the tanks. Stupid me. You can come out on 3 sides of those tanks, so you can come out straight out the back or out of both sides. So we're not really going to change too much. Instead of going back of that one to front of this one, we're going to go side of that one to side of this one and then come straight back. So it'd be pretty similar, just a slight tweak. So I got to take the excavator around, grab this compactor, and then we go hook up the big boy tank and get that sucker dropped in, and I'll be happy. Looking on the front, which way do I need to go? I can turn it in.
Huh?
I said I can turn it in. I can turn myself.
I was gonna say, I don't know how far. We didn't mark it.
Yeah, pull it back towards me a little bit so it straightens out. Let me see that rope. And then check the backside so I don't hit that bank over there.
Got it?
Yeah. I got it. Can you climb in there and see if I need to go one way or the other?
Which way am I going?
Like this way or this way? You just got to kind of see what's level in that path. I think I need to go maybe a little bit towards the back.
I think so too. Because yeah, you do. Because it's right there, it's compacted. There you go. That's good.
That's good? Oh yeah, rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Can't even rock the boat. This is what, speaking of boats, this is what those people who travel in boats across the oceans, that's what they look like. They look like these tanks. You seen those?
Kind of like a submarine.
Yeah, not the ones that blow up when they go underwater. All right, let's check the leveliness.
Which one do you want?
No matter. Ain't no thing.
It's gold, yeah.
Dang it. This is way off.
No, it's not.
It's perfect. Did I just hear you?
No.
Perfect. Dang, we're professionals. TriStar garage doors and septic tanks.
I don't want to be in this business.
And insulation. Guess I gotta buy an excavator and a skid steer now. Alright, she's in. And we've been waiting a little bit. We've been taking a break because he came and raked our hay for us. So that's nice. But tanks are in. That was a lot of work. Yeah. Next up, I think we're gonna go to the leach field. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get all this stuff excavated and dug out, and then we'll go ahead and hook it all up. So yeah, anyway, I guess that's, Tina's tired.
It's hot.
It's warm. We're about to go and eat supper. So that's where we'll leave this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.